Hello and welcome to StudyIQ. Today we are going to talk about a government initiative called as Dhara, an ode to Indian knowledge system. It was organized by Ministry of Culture as part of a week-long Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate. And Dhara's focus in last week of February was on mathematics in India. So in this discussion, you will get very good information about what has been India's contribution towards the field of mathematics. This discussion would be very important for all the aspirants who are preparing UPSC Civil Service Examination or State PSC Examination where subjective questions appear. Let's begin our discussion with a subjective question and then move on to the details of Dhara, and then we'll talk about Indians' contribution towards mathematics. A question might appear like this: Indian mathematicians have made seminal contribution to the field of mathematics, and many times their discoveries, ancient medieval discoveries, have wrongly been attributed to modern European scholars. Discuss this statement. Now, to answer this, you'll get very good fodder in this particular discussion. To get to know that, stay with me on StudyIQ. I am your friend Rahul Sai Gaonkar. You can follow me on this particular ID at the rate Rahul Sai 222. If you have any queries, any doubts, if you want to connect with me, you can directly message me on Instagram on the same ID. I do reply on Saturdays and Sundays. And if you're preparing for UPSC Civil Service Examination or other competitive examinations, do visit our platform StudyIQ.com, or you can also download our app from Google Play Store where you'll get all the information about us. And please remember, today is the last date for the offer code Rahul33. If you use this code, first of all, you'll get 33% discount, and if you use it today, you will get double validity on all the courses that are on the StudyIQ platform. Do use this offer. Right, let's begin our discussion. As I told you, Ministry of Culture recently announced Dhara, an ode to Indian knowledge system. This was a part of Science Week Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate, which was held from 22nd February to 28th February 2022. Now, Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate, it is a festival of science being organized as part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 75 years of India's independence. And this week, in the last week of February, I'll say, Dhara comprised of a series of lecture demonstrations where Indian mathematicians and their contribution was portrayed. Let me take you directly to the website of Dhara where you will get more ideas, and then we'll come back and discuss about Indians' contribution towards mathematics. Now, this is the website of Dhara. Dhara on Ministry of Culture. You can see here, wherever the cursor is moving, just go there. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. This is Aryabhatta statue. The event was organized on February 25th. There was an online event. And again, if you look at Dhara, as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, it is an initiative by the government of India to commemorate 75 years of independence. And here, Dhara talks about, Dhara is basically an ode to Indian knowledge system where lecture demonstration would be done to showcase Indians' knowledge in various fields. And this, you can see here, mathematics in India. There was a lot of details that was given. The program had a lot of keynote speakers. Now, there was Manjul Bhargava, there was Rajiv Kumar, there was Parthasarathy Mukhopadhyay, many people. So they contributed, they spoke about mathematics and mathematicians' contributions towards the field of this, towards the field of mathematics basically. Right? So this was the entire event. Now, let's talk about Indians' contribution towards mathematics. Now, what has been India's contribution towards mathematics? As mentioned in the website itself, there is Sulva Sutras, which are dated around 800 BC. Sulva Sutras, basically an old text or books which talk about the idea of measurement. In fact, it is said that this was one of the first texts which basically spoke about the Pythagorean theorem. Besides, many approximations were also made to surds. Apart from that, Pingala's Chandasatra, a text from 3rd century BC, it had laid the foundations of combinatorial techniques. By the time of Aryabhatta, by 500 AD, Indians were very much conversant with many topics of mathematics like extracting a square root, what is a cube root, decimal system. Later on, we also use the idea of zero. So one of the biggest contribution we speak about from Indians is the concept of zero. Where is the evidence of this concept of zero? It is found in a text called as Bhaskara manuscript. This is Bhaskara manuscript where zero is denoted as a dot. It is used as a tool to distinguish between 100 and 0. You can see here. In fact, before the Bhaskara script also, many people contributed. One of the prominent contributions was from Aryabhatta. I told you, by 500 AD, Indians knew so many concepts of mathematics. Aryabhatta is regarded as the first major mathematician come astronomers from India. He has written two important books, Aryabhatiya and Arya Siddhanta. Aryabhatiya gives many mathematical concepts. The mathematical part of Aryabhatiya, it covers arithmetic, algebra, trigonometry, spherical trigonometry, fractions, so many things you can find. Arya Siddhanta mainly talks about astronomy or astrology, right? So Aryabhatta discovered the position of 9 planets. Now we don't say Pluto is a major planet, but he spoke about 9 planets. He also described the number of days in a year, 365. All this is based on his calculations, on the astronomical calculations. Apart from Aryabhatta, there was Brahmagupta around 7th century ED. Brahmagupta has made seminal contribution towards the field of mathematics through 2 of his works. One is Brahmasputra Siddhanta and the other one is Khanda Khadyaka. Right? So Brahmasputra Siddhanta is a very important work where he has given a concept of Bhavana law. The Bhavana law is used to solve the quadratic equations. So it is said that Brahmagupta was the first person to solve quadratic equations and also compute square roots. In fact, it is also said that Brahmagupta was the first person in the world to use negative numbers. He described positive numbers as fortunes, negative numbers as debts. In fact, even till the medieval or the modern period, the negative numbers were not acknowledged by many Europeans, but later on they did use these. But in the works of Brahmagupta, we see the use of negative numbers also. He has also made great contribution towards the development of the field of trigonometry in mathematics. Apart from Brahmagupta, one more important contribution comes from not just Madhava or Madhavacharya of the Sangama Grama. In fact, a lot of contribution comes from the entire Kerala school of astronomy and mathematics, which was founded by Madhava in and around 1300s. Madhava had made many contributions towards calculus, trigonometry, geometry, algebra. In fact, many contributions have come from this school, the Kerala school, towards calculus. Although no systematic rules have been found, but it is said that many mathematicians from the Kerala schools were the first proponents who conceived results which were later on used for development of Taylor series, the Taylor series, expansions, infinitesimals and differentiation. So Kerala school and Madhava have made great contribution towards development of mathematics from India. Apart from this, Bhaskara or Bhaskaracharya, who has written a great work called as Siddhanta Shiromani, he has also made great contribution. It is said that he was the one who acknowledged that any number divided by 0 would be infinity, and that any sum of any number and infinity is also infinity. So infinity is something which is infinite, basically, right? So Indian mathematician Bhaskara is said to have discovered the Gottfried Leibniz's ideas almost 500 years earlier. Later on, the Leibniz's equation came, but it is said that Bhaskara had discovered that before in the 12th century itself. He has made great contribution towards algebra, arithmetic, geometry. It is said that he provided results. For example, the solution of Diophantine equations that were later on rediscovered by Europeans almost centuries later. So it is said that he gave a solution to the Gottfried Leibniz equation and the Diophantine equations way earlier, centuries earlier than the Europeans. So there have been many contributions, right? We can talk about Varaha Mihira, so many contributions in the medieval era and the ancient era in India. In fact, the contribution has continued. If we talk about the contemporary contributions, there have been many mathematicians, many statisticians who have contributed to this field. Radhakrishna Rao, Radhakrishna Rao, a well-known statistician. He is known for his theory of estimation. There is Dr. Kaprikar, who's well known for his recreational mathematics. It is said that he discovered several results in the number theory. Satyendranath Bose or S.N. Bose, more prominently known for Bose-Einstein correlations or Bose-Einstein condensate, Bose-Einstein equations. So he has made contribution by collaboration with Einstein towards quantum mechanics. Srinivasa Ramanujan, many people say that he was not even learned in mathematics, but he has done great contribution towards the field of mathematics, mathematical analysis, number theory, infinite series, the Ramanujan prime, Ramanujan theta function. All these have been the contributions of Srinivasa Ramanujan. In fact, Manjul Bhargava, he was one of the keynote speakers for the Dhara this time. Manjul Bhargava is a Canadian American of Indian origin who won the Fields Medal in 2014 for his work for developing powerful new methods in geometry of numbers. So there have been great contributions from Indians towards the field of mathematics, right from the ancient times through the medieval times, even now in the modern era. So we can see the question that we started with, many Indians have contributed in great way towards mathematics. It is quite true, and many a times their discoverers have not been acknowledged and the credit has been given to European scholars. It's quite true, and you can add to this list also, but this will give you a very good fodder to start that answer. Now, with that note, let me end my discussion, and please keep a note of Dhara and whatever focus areas are there in the upcoming days. We'll also cover it as soon as possible on StudyIQ. Thank you for watching this. Jai Hind.